So hello and welcome back to Gumardee's Coins and Banknotes, and today we are talking about Jamaica's first decimal coins, and they're the coins that I've thrown on there. Now why did I throw them on there? Because most of these are pretty much not that valuable. As you can see, a lot of them are quite circulated, so really you're not going to do much damage if you do something like that. Although that aluminium gets damaged really easily, so maybe you need to be careful with one of those. If you want to throw aluminium coins around, I recommend you throw these 1 yen from Japan. Still in circulation, still pretty common. So in 1969, Jamaica only had 2 coins of itself with Jamaica on it in circulation. All the other denominations were British. So the threepence, sixpence, 1 shilling, 2 shillings, and half a crown were, so here's a half a crown, silver coin. They were out of circulation pretty much in the 1950s. Were all British. And in 1969, they decimalised based on the decimalisation that they used in Australia, Zambia, Malawi, where else? South Africa. So it was 10 shillings equals the monetary unit. In this case, it is the $1. So the currency of Jamaica now is $1 equals 100 cents. So they issued a 1 cent coin that was equivalent to 1.2 pennies. A 5 cent, which is equivalent to 6 pence. They issued a 10 cent equivalent to 1 shilling, so I had a high value back then. And they issued a 20 cent, and a coin that I don't have, they issued a half crown, and it's the same size as this silver half crown, so that would have been equivalent to 25 cents. So these are the coins that they issued into circulation. So basically these are the sizes you would have been using in circulation, and they issued a 50 cent banknote, which is higher than that and equivalent to 5 shillings, because 5 shillings was the smallest banknote that they had in circulation. So remove that because it's not part of what we are talking about, and we have a look at these 4 coins here. So Jamaica never issued silver coins of itself. It's United Kingdom got rid of silver coins in 1946, so these coins are all copper, nickel or bronze, as in the case of the 1 cent. Okay, so for these coins we have plants and animals that are on them that are indigenous to Jamaica. So the 1 cent has Ackley or Blagia sapida, and that's a native plant from the Caribbean. Probably doesn't only occur on Jamaica, it also would occur in a lot of, so it's called Aki. Sounds like an African derived word. So, and they eat the fruit, and it's a national fruit of Jamaica. So that's the actual fruit that you eat there, and it's supposed to be poisonous. You need to prepare it in a certain way to actually eat the fruit. And that is also on the FAO issue. So from 1969 to 71 they just issued the normal coin without FAO, and 1971, I think it's 1971, they issued the commemorative one, and the scarce one you want to get for these two. So 1971 for this one, it was 645,000, and this one is the first issue, 1969. And all these coins have the coat of arms of Jamaica. So as 1969 is a mintage of 30.2 million. It's pretty common. The key date you want is 1971 with 5.6 million. So still pretty common. Then there's proof sets you can get. So all of these denominations issued with at the FAO are pretty common. The FAO one you want the 1971. This one dated 1973 is 5.5 million. So still pretty common. And then in 1976 they issued the aluminium coin up until 2002. or should I say 1975, not 1976. And this is a pretty common coin. It has the same plant on it. It's a FAO issue once again, but it just is a count sides. You can count the sides, or you can look it up on Numistar, and it says it's got 12 sides like the Australian 50-cent coin. So my coin is minted in 1975, so first year of issue, mintage of 15 million, not 50. And the lowest you're going to get is 2002. No mintages from 1987 except for 1990 with 10 million. So as far as I know, 1983, 1.3 million, so still pretty common coin. Okay, the next two we have, on the 5 cent we have the American crocodile. So the difference between crocodile and alligators is that the snout on the crocodile is long, and also the teeth, when it closes, stick out to the side of the mouth. The crocodile, with the alligator, their mouth is fairly fat, and the teeth stick in the sockets that are inside the actual mouth, in the gum line. Okay, these are all designed by Christopher Ironside. He designed quite a lot of coins. First minted in 1969, and in 1990 they changed it to nickel plated steel. So this is the same size as an Australian 5 cent coin, but you won't find these two in Australian coinage these days, probably because there's very little tourism coming from Australia to Jamaica. Most of it will come from Canada and the United States, and also these are not in circulation anymore, so really you're not going to get them. So this one's the last year of issue, 1989, 20 million. Key date you want here is, just having a look, 1970 without any circulation issue, proof for 12,000, but for circulation 1983 of 992,000. Here you have the 10 cent. The 10 cent has a beautiful plant on it, and I'm unable to pick up what type of plant it is, but it also has a butterfly. Butterflies are quite beautiful. On this side we have the coat of arms again. So 1969 has a mintage of 19.5 million. Now for circulation, this lowest mintage is 1983 of 2 million. And these seem to have mintages all the way to 1989. And then the nickel plated steel in 1990, no mintages, but seems to be quite common. So nothing special with those coins. Okay, the 20 cent, we have another national flower. So this is the Pahoe tree, and so this occurs at a lot of places in the Caribbean, and it is used for timber. So we have the leaves of the tree down below and 3 trees growing in a paddock, and this coin is the development issue, so FAO issue, forestry for development. And this one was minted 1976-87. The one without the FAO had the same design, just had 20 cents up top. It minted from 1969-1990. So the lowest mintage you want for circulation is 75 to 10,000, but it's probably a set issue. So 1981 with 1 million. And that's for the one without the FAO. For this coin here, we only have the one mintage that we know is 1976 for 3 million. And this one is dated 76, so 3 million, yeah, so it's pretty common. And there was no just issue with our FAO for 1976. Okay, now for the 25 cent. The lowest mintage seems to be 1973 with 160,000. So in 1975, they issued a 50 cent coin, and that was to replace the 50 cent banknote, which was issued up until that time. So this is a 12.43 gram 31.37mm coin, and it was minted up until 1990. It's also in copper nickel. And this is the first change in design of the coin. So here's the front of the coin with the coat of arms and the country's name, denomination and date. And on the other side we have someone who was probably president of Kenya at some time. Not Kenya, Jamaica. So this guy's a Pan-Africanist for the decolonialisation of Africa. And the Wikipedia article, so I'm not too sure how, it's not even referenced, but I don't even know if it's true. It says he wanted a unified Africa governed as a one-party state governed by himself, being the dictator. But basically, you can probably do that with independent states, but one united Africa. Africa's too diverse and culturally and linguistically to actually achieve something like that in a short period of time. You need quite a few hundred years to establish one state in any continent. It's just too much divergence. Okay, so 1975 and minted to 12 million. And as you can see, this one's quite a poor graded coin. So really, if you want to buy one of these, you can get a better one. And yeah, they cost about $5. So not really an expensive coin. Or if you want one of these coins, there's coin sets of all nations. You can get them for like $20 to $30. It has all the coins I've explained here. So that's probably a cheaper option. And also it comes in case. So if you wanted to take it out, it's up to you. But I reckon it actually looks nicer in one of those cases. So that's basically it for Jamaican coins up until 1990, in which a major change did take place. So if you wanted to get one of these, I would not pay more than $5 per coin. If you wanted to get a set, I recommend you get the coin sets of all nations by I think it's a Franklin Mint, and yeah, they cost about $20 to $30. Definitely a cheaper option. Thank you very much. Have an awesome coin banknote collecting time, and take care.